Here I am at the 12th annual May show at Lakeland Community College, and I just love every single painting here. It's an amazing show. No, you don't. No, you don't. You eliminate half this stuff and it would still be a good show. And I especially love the award winners. I'm so happy for them all. No, you're not. You're upset because you didn't win an award. You're just jealous. Everybody wins an award. Artists work so hard. We should all get awards. Participation awards? That's what's wrong with society today. Nobody gets an award. But at least I can talk about all the art when I show you on Living Figuratively today. I'm so excited about that. You can't even do that. You'll be here for 5 hours if you spend the whole time talking about everything. Oh, but then how should I choose what to talk about? Oh, where should I look? How should I begin? Why don't you begin with the evil one right behind you? This one right behind me? This one's called Necessary Evil. All right, if that'll make you happy. Welcome everybody to the 74th episode of Living Figuratively, now presented in pop-up format. This is the show that continues to ask the question, why not fill your home with the fabulous faces and figures of people that you don't even know? Why not fill your home with figurative art? Today we are at the 12th annual May show at Lakeland Community College, and it is fabulous. It's organized every year by Mary Urbas and is one of the premier Northeast Ohio Juried shows that's really, really very good to get into. So I'm very honored that my painting, my triptych, Necessary Evil, got into this very prestigious show. So I'm going to listen to my evil side, and I'm going to start by telling you about this painting. Now, for those of you who did not catch the Star Trek reference, this little evil good thing was from a particular Star Trek episode called The Enemy Within, where the transporter, which is the thing that Scotty beams you up in, the transporter, instead of beaming you up, it splits you into 2 different personalities, one good and one evil. So it actually happens to Captain Kirk, of all people, the captain. I'm not sure why he was being beamed up alone, but there must have been a good Star Trek reason. Maybe all the red shirts down on the planet got killed or something. So Captain Kirk got split into 2 personalities. And thanks to dramatic lighting and soft focus and dramatic lighting effects and soft and gentle music and dramatic bravura music, and of course thanks to Captain Kirk's razor-sharp acting skills, we know very quickly which is the good Captain Kirk and which is the bad Captain Kirk. The thing though, during the whole episode, it takes the whole episode for you to figure out the moral of the story. And the moral of the story is that in order to be an effective captain of a starship and an effective living figuratively host even, you need to temper the good side with the bad side. So you need to have equal parts, or, judicious parts, a little bit of good, a little bit of evil. Tempering decisiveness with nuanced deliberation. Tempering strength with gentleness. Tempering heart with balls. So you need that in order to be an effective captain. That is the theme also in the Judeo-Christian religion. When you look in the Judeo-Christian Bible, the main characters, the 2 main dueling characters, which is God and the devil, both my conjecture with this painting, which is called Necessary Evil, is that both sides are necessary in order to met out justice. In my painting and my conjecture, God and the devil need each other. It's kind of like a good cop, bad cop situation. God's admonishments to be good don't mean anything unless there's punishment on the other end of it, unless there's natural consequences, unless there's rewards, which is heaven, and punishments, which is hell. In the Judeo-Christian Bible, God starts out, and he's the ruler of everything, and the devil starts out as an angel in heaven, but apparently he wants to take over, and he arranges a coup. And so, of course, God doesn't like that. It angers him, and he flicks him out of heaven, and he becomes Lucifer, the fallen angel. In the Bible itself, they don't say, okay, now the devil is ruling in hell and everything like that. They just kind of flick him out, and he's gone. But the subsequent literature, the subsequent art, the subsequent stories, and piggyback mythology, which happens, and the cultural appropriation that happens where stories get passed from one religion to another, gave Satan more the job of that Hades has in the Greek mythology, where Hades is the ruler of the underworld. And so even, like Dante's Inferno, Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, Harmonious Bosch, and his, like Garden of Earthly Delights paintings, all of those, they loved illustrating the devil, drawing him. It's just funny, he's creepy, and he can be as evil as you want. You can take whatever liberties with the devil because, he's the evil one. So the devil has gotten this reputation as the king of the underworld and the one that will punish you if you do not obey the things that God does. So God is pure good and the devil is pure evil? Or is that a mythology? I say they need each other, good cop, bad cop, in order to both be effective. And that is what I have addressed with my painting, Necessary Evil. I have recast the devil and God as women because, as we all know, when wise women get together, good things can be done. They're actually old friends. They're actually having coffee together, endless coffee, like a breakfast. They're both in their bathrobes still. So endless coffee because obviously God can turn water into coffee, at the drop of a hat because obviously she's God. She doesn't even need a coffee maker probably. And I've got the devil over here where she's still got her fallen angel wings. They're a little bit rumpled, but she's still wearing them. And she's questioning the whole, she's got a cheeky look on her where she's trying on the halo for size. Like, hey, maybe I can be, rule over here in hell. But she ultimately hands the halo back to God in the rightful place. And God accepts the halo with her infinite wisdom, where she kind of recognizes the irony too. So these old friends are sitting chatting over coffee as to how to save the world or how to fix the world. And the things they have at their disposal are the things from the Bible where over the years God has sent the plagues and things like that. I've got some locusts here. And I've got some frogs, because there were plagues of locusts, plagues of frogs. I've got some apples of temptation because, the devil was always about tempting people and trying to make them do evil. I've got a holy grail, which God has brought because maybe perfection in this world is the holy grail, the impossible, unattainable thing. And I love their expressions. They're old friends. They need each other, they work together instead of being adversaries. So that is essentially my conjecture with my Necessary Evil triptych. And one of the things I am very honored is that Mary Urbas, who organized this show and also figured out where everything was going to be hung my work in this room, which I'm going to call the Heaven and Hell Life and Death Triptych Room, because, and I'm going to take off my horns when I do the walkthrough for the rest of the show, because they get knocked over a lot. And I'm going to put on my glasses, and I'm going to turn off the flashlight to save a little energy before I become good and walk through the show. The room that I'm in is right opposite Mark Giangaspero's Memento Mori, which is why I call this the Heaven and Hell Life and Death Room, because Memento Mori, that's a common theme throughout art history, and it's literally a painting or a piece of work that explores and acknowledges the inevitability of death. So Mark Giangaspero has brought it into, he's makes the Mexican Day of the Dead culture, brought it into the 21st century with the symbolism, like one of the symbolism pieces that's in a Memento Mori is the hourglass, you know, that's sands of time and everything like that. He's got a watch with no face on it, facing inward, which, you know, was like a symbol of time. Another symbol that is present in Memento Mori's is the skull, and so he's got a beautiful Day of the Dead skull. I love the altarpiece feel to it with the, you know, with the rounded top. I love the way he rendered, you know, the veins and the, you know, there's life inside here, but the figure is in black and white, but then you've got the color of the flowers, wilted flowers. That's another thing that's symbolism in Memento Mori. So this is just a beautiful, beautiful piece, and I'm thrilled to pieces that I'm in the same room with Mark Giampiasperos. I'm a huge fan of his work. I know I've showed you his work before at Cuyahoga Valley Art Center. I took you to his show, and I've got some of it at my house too. So I'm also honored to be in the same gallery as Gwen Waite, who has a whole bunch of these beautiful, beautiful assemblage pieces. Her work is all about these Asian stereotypes about Asian Americans, which she lives with and deals with on a day-to-day basis. And this one right here is called Model Minority, which I probably don't even have to explain that because it's so, you know, prevalent in this work. And so she's got some beautiful, beautiful pieces. I think these are Teresa Yando's, yeah, some of those. So I'm not going to dwell too long or settle too long because, like my evil side said, I don't want to have this take 5 hours, but I do want to walk you through so you can actually get a good skim and see some of these beautiful pieces that are in this show. I do think you should come see it in person though, because that's how you get the best view. And it's here till July 15th. So we're going to do a little more walkthrough. Right here, Maya McDonald has some gorgeous work, and she's super, super young. I can't even remember how young she is, but that's a beauty. And here we are. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this one. Cynthia Petrie's Spoon-Fed Lies, which I feel like this one has a major connection with the past and with women's rights and the antique photography and how, you know, women were told things back in the day that in order to keep them down. We'll walk through here. We've got some beautiful photography here. This one by Bill Pappas. It's gorgeous. And I love these street photography. We've got, look at that little, delicious little, I believe this is Rick Rolandhagen. Yes, Rolandhagen. Beautiful little sculpture. I don't even know what that one is called, but it kind of has a not Venus de Milo, who's the Venus of Willendorf feel to it. We've got a beautiful Jurors Award right here, Mark Batsnick. I love the glow of that. And then we've got these little beauties over here. This series of 4, it's called Rose Colored Glasses, Jurors Award also. It just has that embracing childhood, but the black and white to the color is a really effective thing. Wally Kaplan's little portrait. We've got another Jurors Award over here. This threesome, Denise Buckley's Day 3. Beautiful little sculptural grouping. And I love how Mary has placed them. Like it's a nice little triangular placement. Then, come over here. Nancy Lick has these gorgeous portraits. These are really, they're monotype collages, which monotype is difficult to do. And that means they're one of a kind. We've got a couple, this one I believe is a lovely linoleum relief print and encaustic by Rochelle Daines. And that is a name that I have not heard yet. Because a lot of these shows, these juried shows, you see a lot of the same people over and over again. you know, which is because that's the Cleveland art community. It's a small art community. First abstract piece, and right now, this whole section that we've been looking through is all figurative, which is really pretty neat. Very cool piece by Ron White, right here, taking the slice out of his head. This one is called Pressure. I get that. Maybe taking a little slice out is the thing to do. Okay, let's go on to the next room. I think we are leaving figurative land, and we are now in abstract land. But this one right here, it's a very cool thing that bridges the gap between abstract and realism, by Will Wilson, Porcelain Rabbit, won a Juror's Award. This one's quite gorgeous. Then we've got these gorgeous pieces, Russell Stefanchik. Those are they're 3D, they're 2D, they're 3D, they're 2D. Patty Flato. Got these gorgeous ones over here coming around, and these two by Marty Higgins. And then we've got Haley Pavota. Now I'm going to take you out in the hallway. One of the things that Mary Urbas does is, this is a very large gallery, so she's got all this hallway space. And when there's nudes and things that might be more objectionable, they go in the inside part. But the stuff out here is the stuff that's definitely PG or G rated. These gorgeous cityscapes. Love those. They've got that nice sunset glow to them. And then beautiful landscapes here. And she really clusters these with the artists. The juror, Janet Bloch of the Lubeznik Art Gallery, Art Center in Michigan City, Indiana, accepted clusters of pieces, which is kind of a nice thing for organization, because then you can put like things with like things. So let's go over here. We've got some more. Some of these beautiful little landscapes. And then we've got a nice, gorgeous big landscape. It's almost like a dreamscape type thing by John Sargent. Love that. It's figurative, but just the tiniest bit figurative. We've got some beautiful photography and paper. And then this one has this is Barbara Banger's Casper. This has what in the heck are they looking at? Something's going on. And then we've got this fun piece right here. If there was a place in my life for this, there would be a place in my life for this. That is so cool. I love it. And I love how it sits in the corner, and I love that it's orange. Then we've got Tim Herron's Jack Sports Bar, which also won a Juror's Award. Quite lovely. Let's keep on going around. We've got, now we are coming into the first room, which happens to all be figurative again. There is a lot of figurative art in this show. So we'll kind of zoom around. Got a beauty by Sue Hood. I'm trying to think here. This is also Christina Walter. And then some gorgeous photography, Charles Mintz photography, and this beautiful little ceramic piece, or glass piece. We'll zip around this room right here, another one by Christina Walter. And then she balances it out with another one by Charles Mintz. So it really works beautifully in this gorgeous little dinner piece. And I bet you were all wondering which piece won Best in Show. And I am happy to announce that I'm standing right next to it. This is Christina Walter's Best in Show piece, and it is called Dinner Party Number 4, right? Dinner Party Number 4? Dinner Party Number 4. And what I love about it, number one, it's figurative, because you know I'm all about figurative art, but it's the exaggerated perspective of a dinner party where perhaps they're getting grilled. Perhaps that's mom grilling the kids. Perhaps one of them is a guest for dinner. Perhaps she's a guest, perhaps he's a guest. Perhaps they're brother and sister. It's that ambiguous psychological, who knows what's going on here, that good figurative art really, really has. And the sunshine coming in through the window just kind of gives it a little bit of a glow too. But the exaggerated perspective, for me, is what gives it the psychological drama, potential trauma, but it looks like they're also having a good time, maybe. So it's all good. Anyway, thank you all for joining me today at the Lakeland May Show. Please come and see it in person. Lakeland Community College, it will be here till July 15th, and then it's gone. So come see it. They've got very generous gallery hours. Also, don't forget, if you're in this area, you can just drive a little bit further north to get to Willoughby, to Stella's gallery for the extended view Lakeland May Show. The way that the judging happened this year and last year, and I don't know if it's going to continue like this, is that it's online for the first round. Then the second round of judging, they whittle it down from, I don't know, I'm not sure how many, but they whittle it down to about 200 pieces. Those 200 pieces come here physically and get dropped off. And 100 of them get into the main Lakeland May Show. And then the remainder go to the Stella's Gallery extended view. So it's kind of like, it's not a salon de refusé because they were accepted to the second round of judging. It's more the second string. And there's many beautiful pieces over there too. So last year I did a living figuratively from there, but this year I'm only doing pop-ups, so I'm keeping it a little bit more sparse with the living figuratively. But do pay attention because I will keep popping up every now and then. And thank you for joining me and beam me up, Scotty. This time, just make it one of me. Y'all come back now, you hear?